2024 has been an amazing year. We returned to the south of Chile and Argentina, where we encountered all kinds of landscapes and climates. And to finish the year, we find ourselves in the very north of Argentina. It's been anything but boring. We are Andrea and Mike from Xtremes. Since 2018, we have been living and traveling full-time in our Mercedes-Benz expedition truck. Join us on our journey around the globe. We started out in Bariloche and soon after headed across to Chile, where we were lucky to witness a typical rodeo. Close by, we visited some waterfalls and then made our way to one of our favorite national parks so far, the Conguilleo National Park. We stayed several days, went on extensive hikes and kayak excursions. Our next big highlight was Chiloé Island, famous for its wooden churches and picturesque stilt houses built on the shore. A short ferry ride took us back to the mainland, where we hiked to an active volcano and then started heading south on the famous Carretera Austral. Here and there, we stopped at the coast, where we were able to observe dolphins and sea lions hunting in the early morning, and to go on different hikes through the lush forest. In Coyhaique, the last big town on the way south, we stopped for several days at our friend's place, changed some oil filters on the engine, and got several things welded on the truck. In Puerto Rio Tranquilo, we were finally able to visit the famous marble caves. We had been here twice before, but the weather hadn't allowed us to get out on the lake to see the beautiful caves. This time we got lucky, and we're glad that we got the chance to be here once again. The distance from Coyhaique to Villa O'Higgins, the end of the Carretera Austral, is only 560 kilometers, which might not sound like much, but the road is not very wide and very windy, so it takes time to cover the distance. On the way south, we stop at a small town called Caleta Tortel. Instead of streets, the whole town is connected with wooden walkways over the largest river of Chile. The last stretch south is even more treacherous. The road leads along marshes and up into the mountains, passing some incredible Patagonian scenery. And finally, we reach the end of the Ruta 7, marked with a wooden sign and barely any space to turn around. We spent nearly 1 week in Villa O'Higgins. The town only has around 500 inhabitants. There are a few small shops selling basic supplies and small bakeries where we get fresh bread and something sweet. We spent the time enjoying local hikes to explore the forested hills and admire snowy peaks and glacier within the nearby southern Patagonian icefield. How's the hike?
Steep.
Very steep, huh?
But nice. And the views are great.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Happy?
Yeah.
For our next part of the journey, we have to drive back a part of the winding dirt road to a small pier where we board a ferry which will take us through the fjords of Chile. We spent 2 full days on board, and even though it's cold, very cold, we spent most of our time on deck to take in the views of the passing landscape. The captain makes a little stop at a shipwreck and later at a settlement called Puerto Eden, which is considered one of Chile's most isolated inhabited places. We disembark in Puerto Natales on a beautiful sunny day. We had visited this region before, so we don't spend much time here and keep heading south instead. In Punta Arenas, we stock up on supplies, fuel and water and spend a beautiful evening on the Strait of Magellan before we set across to Terra del Fuoco. After a visit at the only king penguin colony on the American continent, we get off the main tourist route. Our goal is to explore the Chilean side of Terra del Fuoco. It seems that we are in the right place at the right time. The forests are ablaze with vibrant shades of red, orange and yellow. We hike through the seemingly untouched landscapes for hours. We're overwhelmed by the beauty of this region and enjoy every minute. The best hikes in a long time. As we head north after a few days, the mountain passes are now covered with a thick layer of snow. Another surprise for us. Once winter sets in, the roads will be closed for several months, so we were lucky to see it like this. After over a week, we are back on tarmac. Time to reinflate our tires, and once we get back to Punta Arenas, the Oxor gets a thorough wash. From now on, we will be heading north through Argentina. Because we mainly drive on gravel roads, Mike checks the Oxor regularly to make sure that everything is where and how it's supposed to be. We stop in El Chalten for a few days, famous for its dominant mountain peaks behind the small town. Several days later, we are surprised by a snowstorm again. We decide to stay on the route and try to make it through the mountains. We even put our snow chains on our tires, but the conditions turned so bad that we couldn't see the road's edge anymore and decided to turn around. Heading around the mountain seemed like the smarter choice. Over the next period, the days changed between autumn and winter. In some places we wake up to a true winter wonderland or a snowstorm, but we keep heading north while the road conditions allow it.
Mike has to clean the windshield wipers from time to time. They keep icing up and then we don't see anything. He's loving it, as you can see.
We even got stuck in the mud one evening, but luckily we got out fairly quickly just by lowering the tire pressure and using all the diff locks of the truck. In Neuquén we decided to regroove our tires to get more mileage out of them, and on the same day sadly we had a break-in attempt on the truck. With the help of the nearby Mercedes-Benz dealer, the damaged door was fixed within a week, and we were ready to hit the road once again. Several monotonous days on the road followed, straight through the heart of Argentina, until we arrived in Córdoba, where we drove to the highest peak of the province. We camped on the mountain for several days and enjoyed the raclette with a great view. A very narrow road with uncountable pin needle turns led us into a yet new corner of Argentina. This part of the country is known for its desert climate and colorful mountains. We explore little canyons on foot, are astonished by the immense size of cacti, and enjoy little markets in the villages. '24 was full of twists, turns, and unexpected detours. It has kept us on our toes. We were lucky to experience many new breathtaking places and meet lots of great people, and are thankful for every new experience we have had. We are sure that 2025 won't be less of an adventure, and we're looking forward to making it even more unforgettable.
Mercedes-Benz. Trucks you can trust.